I've been asked to explain to the puny men out there how not to be puny. I have two words for you. Winnie Spaghettis. If that isn't enough to make you a manly man, find the biggest dumbbells you can and do curls and squats until you feel like a quack Jew. And speaking of a big dumbbell and a quack Jew, this is Dave and Juan.
And 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back.
We're back. Day after Thanksgiving.
Nailed it on there. We'll get into that. Hi, everybody. How are you? I'm Dave.
I'm Juan.
And this is David Juan.
More time.
There we go. Those of you that aren't too sleepy from Thanksgiving, here we go.
That's right.
And we're just doing that because right before we went on, I was joking with Juan about my wife offered, like, not, it wasn't a critique. It was sort of advice. She was listening to something. And although she never watches the video, my wife, she catches up. I'll hear it every now and then. I'll hear something coming from the kitchen or coming from the bathroom or coming from somewhere else. And I'm like, who are those handsome sounding guys? And then she'll have it on, and I realized I talked to her about something, and she made a reference to something. I said, "We didn't see it." She said, "Oh no, I never watch y'all. I just listen to."
Yeah, she sees you every day.
I just listen to
Why
the
would you
audio.
want to see me?
Yeah,
If she saw me, then that would just make you look bad.
Well, look, man, that's okay. I think she laughs at all your stuff more anyway. You know,
Yeah,
that's
because she doesn't live with me.
Well, that's right. And she doesn't get to look at you too. I mean, that would be,
That would be the humor there.
I would, if she was laughing more looking at you, I wouldn't be offended by it. I'm like, oh, well, yeah, it's Juan. Juan can be kind of, that's a funny thing to look at when he's making those things. But she was telling me, you guys, sometimes don't reference the, the date or the holiday or whatever, because that way if somebody's listening, catching up later on, they don't feel like, oh, they're listening to something that's so dated. And I was just laughing like, one, you apparently think we put way more thought into this.
Right. That's effort, organization. And
that's right.
Second of all, this is about us.
We're
doing.
No, man, it's a public service for the people, man, is what it is. And you just try to, right? But yeah, I was laughing, saying, well, I'm glad you somehow think that we put that much thought and show prep into this.
The fact that we know it's the day after Thanksgiving. Yeah, I'm a little excited.
And it's a few days. Yeah, these things typically air, a couple 3 days after we record them, and which is why we don't always talk about things that happened. We've avoided talking about like sports, especially the Saints, because every time we would. Right, there was always going to be another game.
Between if we celebrate a win, then
between when they won and when they stunk. But we can talk about this one.
Yeah.
Wow.
No game Saturday.
Wow.
Gosh knows they need a break.
Wow.
Dude, that was
so bad.
I watch every play, every game.
I know you do.
That was hard.
I know you do. I can't say that I don't, because we don't get, I don't watch, and I'm watching more NFL this year. Definitely. I watched none last year. I watched the Super Bowl last year because we were at a Super Bowl party with friends, and it was a good time. But I watched not a minute of NFL. So, but I'm watching, I'm back. Yeah. I'm trying to get back into it. And but I don't see the Saints play all the time.
Dude,
but I was kind of excited. We were looking forward to it. It was like, oh, good, man. The Saints are on Thursday night, Thanksgiving
night, big game.
It's the game. And then I start seeing, well, who's quarterbacking? I'm just like,
who's quarterback? Who's running back? Who's a receiver?
Well, it's funny, and I'm going to bust on him because it's so funny. My youngest, right, who's actually surprises me on a regular basis of how tied in he is to some things, like news wise, or now, of course, that generation gets a lot of their news from TikTok and Instagram, but they're pretty caught up on a lot of things. And he just happens to be, I think he's drinking a beer in the living room with all of us, and friends are over, and he looks up at the TV. He says, Drew Brees hurt?
Yeah, how do you live in the booth commentating?
You didn't see he was in the booth. I said, well, he might be hurt, but he graduated. He retired last year. Like, oh, okay. So there you go.
Yeah,
So,
way to go.
There's somebody in my house that was paying less attention to the NFL last year, but let's hope that's over. That's and they're still in the mix, man.
They
Or
are. It's been
been.
an odd year in the NFL. A lot of teams had a lot of great football early on, then not so much lately. But it's just, I'm sure Trevor Siemian is a nice guy.
He's gone. He's gone.
He could probably beat me in football.
Well,
maybe.
I'll tell you what. Wait, you saying that even after last night? Of course. Look, man, I don't want to be that guy. We all do that. Guys sit around and talk trash on people who were on their worst day.
Yeah, way better than I ever could.
10 times the athlete you ever dreamed of being. But okay, that it is what it is. You get paid to.
Right. I'm not getting paid to be an athlete.
That's right. You get it. I wasn't under center. I'm not the guy. I'm not the guy missing reads. I'm not the guy.
Right.
So yeah.
I haven't thrown a football in decades, but I'm thinking I could probably hit somebody 5 yards out.
Well, I don't know. Who'd have thought that you'd be missing Jameis?
Yeah.
You don't know how the year's going to turn out. Exactly, man. Eating W's, man. Eating W's, Mr. Crab Leg, missing that guy. Like, wow, they only had Jameis, but hey, it could be worse. It could be the Texans. Although the Texans won this weekend.
Who did they beat?
They beat the Titans.
Yeah.
Titan, I'm paying attention this year. Titans is supposed to be the best, or a lot of people claim they may be the best team in the league, but
they've lost
Derrick Henry, man. That's it.
And
they found out what a lie that was. They lost Derrick Henry, who was probably going to be the MVP, may be the best player in the league. They lose him. And people say, well, they're solid. They can, no, not so much. All right. And this concludes.
Yeah.
I realize
This Week in Sports.
This Week in Sports with Dave and Juan. Thanksgiving, though. You had to go in?
Yeah, we went out to Joey's family out in Ponchatoula on Thanksgiving.
Ponchatoula, is that still the strawberry capital of?
It is.
So they claim it is anyway, right? Yeah.
That's I've never seen any strawberries there. But
do people ever compete? I always think about that when you drive through these towns, or and I travel a bit, and the whatever capital of the world.
Yeah,
and like
I think anybody can buy a sign for anything.
Do you actually have a competition? Like, does anybody ever show up the Chamber of Commerce saying, "Yo, Ponchatoula, we taking you down, bro"?
Gonzales, the jambalaya capital of the world. Because it's on the water tower.
Meet us behind the Winn-Dixie. We got you, man. We got
I got my jam.
Well, so good time there.
Yeah, it was fun. We don't see Joey's dad often. He lives in Atlanta.
Okay.
Yeah, which makes him happy that he doesn't see me often.
Little bits and pieces, man. It makes
little bits and pieces, dude. It's a whole lot easier to digest that way.
It makes each meeting something to look forward to, something to dwell in, something to relive later.
Less time to avoid. But no, one of Joey's cousins is married to a former Navy SEAL, and I was
once a SEAL, always a SEAL, man. That's they don't, those guys, they might not be active, but
when I picture what a Navy SEAL, a retired Navy SEAL would look like, or active Navy SEAL, it's this guy. Man, beard, always in.
I just wait. There's some phrases you say sometimes that just mean a man, as opposed
like a real
to
man, like a lumberjack, better than any beard I could ever grow.
You never tried. I mean, you couldn't.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
Okay. All right. So a man beard. I can't.
Beard.
Once it starts getting, when I start getting to where I got to trim it, I got to get rid of it, man. I've never trimmed a beard in my life. I grow them till I can't stand them, and I'll shave them off. But I can't do what they do. The man.
No, I can't. That requires beard wax and stuff like that.
That's effort. It's too much effort, man.
Yeah. But this guy is never unarmed. Thanksgiving lunch, carving the turkey. He's got a pistol on his hip. He's got some type of other utility weapon on on his back, on the belt, and a knife, some big knife hanging on a lanyard around his neck. Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's a bit much. I mean, I mean, not that I would say that to his face, or maybe I would after a couple of Thanksgiving cocktails, but yeah, I don't look, I don't begrudge anybody. I'm that guy. I encourage people to be armed.
Oh, yeah, he's highly weaponized.
Responsibly. But I'm not a big open carry guy because I just don't. It makes people nervous for no good reason. You know what I'm saying? I just, and don't get me wrong, I don't know why, but I see people that do that, and I'm like, dude, if you ain't wearing a badge, I really don't think just put it in your pocket, wear it under your shirt, right. In fact, I respect and encourage people. I have been known to partake myself, in certain situations. It's good to be armed, but yeah, it's people that,
that's it.
And wearing a knife around wearing a knife. Man,
I asked his wife, I wasn't sure what it was. I said, what's that around his neck? He said, knife. And
I mean, did this dude make enemies you don't know about? Like, is there some drug lord looking for you, dude? I mean, that's what I'd be asking. Like, were you on the Bin Laden hit team? I mean, help me out here. Why?
Yeah, I told Joey, I said, I can't walk around with keys in my pocket, much less all this armor on me.
Well, it's different level. We have friends that during Thanksgiving Eve, we got together with a bunch of friends. We have some traditions around here, and a bunch of us get together. And one of our friends, one of our good friends, his son, who's actually a good friend as well. He's a man. But he's a shall we say, enthusiast. And we got into a conversation about carry. I forget what the subjects were, but you're talking about various things and guns, and these are the folks that we get to a point with what everything was been going on, especially going back last year. Everybody's been buy ammo. And for the longest time, it's like this little group we had, and we get text back and forth like, hey man, I'm at whatever.
Who need anything?
Who needs 9? Who needs, whatever. And it's just so funny to be. And so you kind of like, yeah, give me some, and then you realize after a point, how much do we need, dudes? I mean, like, look, I'm all in. If things get real, I mean, I fully want to be able to protect the home. I think
but if your house ever catches on fire, look out.
Oh, dude. I mean, we get bigger problems, right? But yeah, I get, I said, I can protect the house. I think I can protect the block. Maybe the whole HOA. I'm not sure. I mean, at some point you go, all right, it's getting a little silly. But you never know. You never know. But yeah, you get these other guys that are just, you can't have too much. I think you
never know what's gonna, who you're gonna face. Yeah, here, not even planning this, but I took a picture of this headline in the Baton Rouge Advocate. A man was fatally shot in East Baton Rouge every day for 3 days in a row.
They just came back and shot the same guy.
I guess killed him 3 days in a row. That's some good journalism right there.
that dude, that was biblical. That guy.
Yeah, that's what I said. I thought it was Thanksgiving. They're talking Easter here.
He's coming back, man. Put him down again.
So you might see you never can have enough ammo.
I don't know. We didn't do him any good. Well, there you go. Well, Joe Broussard at Nicholls State would never have let that pass, man. He'd have slapped you down. Joe would have slapped you down for that kind of sloppy copywriting.
It's all the headline writing.
Same guy coming back. Well, we're talking about news. We're going all over the place now. It's kind of funny. I don't know that this podcast is gonna have many edits at all. We're just gonna go all over the place. We didn't break the story, but it was funny because as soon as I showed it up, man, we talked about the meth sandwich folks last week, and these people that, and again, if you're gonna if you're gonna try to get by with some meth, on a slice of bread. I'm just saying, next time invest in the po' boy instead of sliced bread. But then apparently it's hard to keep a good man down and more than one person sent me, I guess, the guy we talked about, and I guess
same dude, like within a day or two.
One of the 4 that because it was 4 people busted for this thing, and apparently did it again, or in a fuse box. I think it was in his car or something. Well, he's stepping. I think,
look, he was moving. It's harder to find in a fuse box.
At some point, they start looking at. I mean,
I'm thinking he's again.
You got to get really good.
Blinker was burnt.
Yeah, you got to get really good at hiding stuff once they catch you a few times. And it's like, nah, you're not gonna trick us again. We got you. We bet you got some meth on you right now.
Yeah, no, I don't. No, I don't. Look, it's just Subway, man. It's ham and cheese.
Oh man, I hope you don't get a dog. That poor dog. Eat this. Hurry up. Followed around. Well,
yeah, but high drug crimes down the bayou.
Well, hey, look, again, yeah. I didn't even want to comment. Those kind of stories make me feel both kind of, angry, frustrated, and a little bit sad that, that's, oh man.
Yeah, he's competing with a guy in Baton Rouge who got shot, fatally shot 3 days in a row.
That's a real man. That's Navy SEAL caliber tough if that's the same guy.
He may have eaten a meth sandwich one day.
Wasn't as tough as that deer that walked into the hospital. We're tying everything back to last.
That's right, man. It's all tie back. It gives you reason to listen to multiple episodes.
Oh, geez. So if you see me all of a sudden just cramp up here today, I've been moving furniture, man. And I don't do that for a living. I'd be better at it.
That's rough to do for a favor.
Because furniture it's like moving weights that weren't designed to be moved.
Yeah.
Right? It's like it's heavy, it's got angles, it's got, but yeah,
angles that your house doesn't have, or wherever you're trying to move the space.
It always seems like it's gonna be a little easier than it ends up being. But we got friends who had mom is buying all new things, all new furniture and stuff, and the stuff they have is really good, but she wanted all this new stuff. And so buddy of mine, that's when you got to be careful. Like, you got your friends, and then you got can you ask, call somebody to move furniture with your friends. And you want to lose those friends when you get old, man.
Yeah.
You just, not really lose them, but yeah, you don't mind, but because he would do it for me. Right. So yeah, but originally we were going to be, sort of supervising the job because we have young sons.
Right. Yeah.
We've got 20
with muscle and good backs.
We've got 23 and 21-year-old sons who could, a couple of them could probably lift a car. So yeah. Right. Well,
and
okay. So the day we have to do this stuff, I got one that's still in college. He still had classes. I got another one that had to work, and his son was doing something for part of the morning. So me and him, and he's about my age. All right, we moved. We went start the move, and fourth floor condo, moving these adjustable beds. The ones that your head comes up, feet comes.
What do you call it? Posturepedic mattress type.
Well,
stuff.
something like the mattress is heavy, but mattresses are mattresses, right? Yeah.
Ain't no good way to move a mattress,
bro. Well, no, but that you can. Yeah, exactly. You're a king size mattress. You're gonna fight that thing no matter what. But a mattress is a mattress. If you drop it, it ain't gonna break.
Right. It's got a little flex to it at least.
Exactly. You can bend it around a door usually.
Right. If you're tired, you can lay on it.
Yeah, maybe so. That the bed, those mechanized beds, bruh, heavy.
Got some motors on it.
Man, and we had even had dollies and stuff, but it was one of these things you're doing it and you just like, part of me just says, can somebody please film this? I just want to document what we're going. You got to take stuff apart. You got all these things, you have to take things apart and take these, various things off. And I'm the one that at least I just remembered as my friend was doing and saying, dude, take some pictures of what you're doing. Take some pictures of what this looks like. Cause I promise you, in about an hour and a half, when we're trying to put this thing together somewhere else, none of this is gonna, no. And then
because the screws always look the same size until you go put it back together. Then it's then the one that doesn't fit is the last one you end up using.
Or the two pieces that just fit like a glove when you took it apart.
Never coming back together.
Something magical happened when you had that, or it's like the instructions whenever you're putting anything. I always said this with like barbecue pits, which are just a nightmare to put together. Like people don't realize gas grills, how many parts on a gas grill, until you put one together and you're like, but it's those things. We talked about this. You can do the first one, give me something big to put together. It's going to take me like the better part of a day to figure this dang thing out, because I'm going to make mistakes the whole way. If I had to do it again right after that, it'd probably take me half the time. If you did the third one, you'd be flying through them, right? Yeah. When you don't have to, like, when everything makes sense.
About the fourth time, you figure out what parts you don't really need, and just throw those away. It's
always the instruction they give you when you're tightening stuff. Don't tighten all the way, and you're like, man, screw that. I'm tightening it all the way. It's hard enough to catch this thing. I'm not going to come back and do it so you tighten it all the way, and you're coming back to loosen that thing, because there's a reason they told you don't tighten it all the way.
Gotta leave some wiggle room for adjustments in there, man.
But yeah, and then we got a piece, and so that was on the day before Thanksgiving. So that was great. We got it all done. That's when you wake up the next day, starting Thanksgiving morning over. Let me see what kind of bruises I got. Let me see what let me go through let me do the inventory here of what, I got. Okay, that's where that hit.
At least you know where they came from.
But it's also when you have stuff and you're trying to figure out, like, okay, I know the day, I know what I was doing when I got that bruise. I just don't remember what happened there. And then today, I mean, literally right before I jumped in the shower, like 10 minutes before we came on, we were moving a big set of, I guess the real way to say it is chest of drawers.
That's right.
But we don't say that.
It's a chest of drawers.
Chest of drawer. Chest of drawer. Is that what it's called? Okay, that's what it is.
I was a full-grown man before I realized that was wrong. Like well into like middle age.
Well, I think I figured that out last week, but you were one up on me. But we had to move, and again, my younger son, the one that is the gym rat that could, would
lift
be
the chest of drawers
would
alone.
be bearing the majority of it. He's off at some Renaissance festival today or something, and then so it's me and my other son, who's probably stronger than me. He's but it's hard, man. It's like a 55-year-old set. We were talking about that before. I think it's Broyhill or not Broyhill.
It's real wood. Put it that
one
way.
of those names. I think it was bought at like Hurwitz Mints or something back in the real. Exactly. It's back when they made furniture.
Mm-hmm. To last forever.
And I'm that way. I don't know if you're that way. I can't stand to see something,
Oh no, we're trying. It's like, hey man,
I am throwing. And what happened was I think they tried to give it away to folks and they couldn't. And then it was sort of like, well, what's going to happen to it? And they said, well, we're just going to we'll just put it on the street for somebody to take. And like, oh, can't do that. So, typical Bayou guy. I'm like, I think I got room for that. We can find.
Yeah, I could use it. I could find somebody who could use it if I can.
Or like I just said, give it to my one of my son's bedrooms and we'll just swap it out. Well, anyway, that's what this afternoon was, getting that bad boy up the stairs.
Yeah, that's the worst going. And I don't know, stairs are never easy to go up because nothing fits well. There's no good place to stand. You don't have room to grab it on the side. So let me all the weight.
I wish I could, again, should have taken a picture, but if I'd have done that, I'd have probably crushed my son and my wife. So we finally figured out a way. We got arm straps to help. So me and my son just kind of wrestled this thing from the garage through, we have a detached garage, through the back patio and get it to the back door that lines up with the stairs. And then you just kind of, at this point, I'm already feeling it, right? I'm like, oh, you can't get this up here. And then just thinking, okay, we can't walk this thing up there. You know what, if we turn it upside down, get it, maybe we can slide it.
Can you slide it? Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. So you're thinking like me. That's, okay, I don't. So let's try. And we start doing them. And here's the problem. You got to slide, got it flipped up, got it on the stairs, and you kind of get it going. And then the front of it catches the stair. Okay. So let me think. How am I going to do that? I got it. I'm going to get my son and my wife down there. Of course, I was thinking I took a strap and I tied it around the top of the in case it started slipping, so I would be able to catch it, or I would hopefully be able to keep this thing from sliding on them, or the entire chest of drawers and me would land on them. So one
Tragedy averted, hopefully.
I was either going to stop an accident or make it
cause one.
Make it way worse. But so I had to be the guy that got up on the stairs and sort of squatted, and we do 1, 2, 3, and then I would lift my end to get it over the lip, and they'd push 1 step, and then I'd lift and they'd push 1 step. Well, I didn't count the steps. I mean, on our stairs, but there's a few. And yeah, man, we got toward the end of that.
Now are your stairs straight?
Yeah, oh, dude. If we had a landing and no.
Because I've done the stuff where then, just like you're saying, you slide it up, then you get to the landing. Now I've got to stand this sucker up to be able to spin it and go the other way.
I told that story before when we had a weight set.
You can move it, you can have it.
But yeah, exactly. And the guys that took this big air hockey thing we had, like, hey man, like I said, I didn't even care at the time. They hit the wall a couple of times on the way out. Didn't even care. I got a treadmill in my game room right now that it's old, but it cost a ton of money back in the day. Nobody uses it. But again, I'm a Bayou guy. I'm like, man, I ain't throwing that away.
Yeah,
one day,
good money.
One day somebody might, and part of it is I don't want to have. I remember when that thing got moved into this house. There's a lot of stuff. When we got this bed into our friend's house. That's when we got there. I said, hey, when y'all sell this house, it's staying. That's it. So congratulations, whoever buys that house. Ta-da! This is.
Yeah, we just like so last night, we have one of those pre-lit trees, and talking about moving stuff, and we bought it before we moved to this house, and the house we used to live in had a 17-foot high ceiling, so you got to get a tree that doesn't look, if it's 8 feet tall, it looks like it's 2 feet tall. So we had like a 12, 13-foot pre-lit artificial tree.
17-foot ceilings are pretty
it's pretty up there, man.
It
was just the second floor. The first floor in the living room opened up to the top.
I always think that's wasted space, but that's just me. I'm the Bayou guy. I walk in, I see that, I go,
you could have a whole room there.
Well, listen, the friends of ours, the house we moved that thing into, when they bought the house they're in, had that. It had like a 20 something feet, right? And that's what they eventually did. They put a massive game room up there, and they just closed that in. And they still got like a 9-10 foot ceiling on top of, but
Well, the challenge is when we moved here, we had a 9-foot ceiling, and so it's like, well, dang, this tree doesn't fit, obviously. So it's like, hell, I paid like $600 or $700 for that tree. I'm still using it. So
you did what?
Yeah, man, that was, well, let me tell you, when you buy a 15, 16 foot tall real tree, that you drag out every year.
No, a real. Can you find a 50? Where do we find a 15-foot real?
You gotta, I don't know. We had a place we could get them. And when they charge you a lot.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess they do.
Which didn't bother me, like I said, when we bought it, nearly as much as it did when I drug it out to the curb. But anyway, so for the past few years, we've just left the bottom off of this tree and just used the other parts of it, so it's not as tall. Well, last night we're putting it up, and then some of the lights aren't working right. And it's such a freaking nightmare to try to find where these things plug up. And I told her, I said, I'm done. I'm done with this. Just go online. Go see if you can get a Black Friday sale somewhere. So she did. But then back to our original thing was, okay, so now the rest of the tree is in the attic, which means I got to go up in the attic to haul it out to get rid of it. And now I feel bad. It's like, what am I going to do? I don't want to just throw the thing away, but I don't want to keep it.
Dude. That's why a true Cajun needs several barns.
Yeah, mine could bring it to my dad's barn.
You do. You just, because you don't. It's. I'll give you an example. This is where, and this is, man, honest to goodness, this happened 2 hours ago, and maybe it's just the season, people getting rid of stuff. So I get a call from my neighbor. All right, I'm pointing like it matters. My neighbor over there. Those. It's
a Cajun thing, man. No.
Yeah, that my neighbor over there. And he just texted me earlier. He says, hey man, anybody wants, like, it's about a 4-year-old 55-inch TV, whatever. I'm like, I mean, does it work? Yeah. Why are you getting rid of it? Well, we're just getting something bigger, and like, man, it's not. So it's a typical, like, I don't need it. I'm like,
But if you're gonna throw it away,
yeah, it's like, I'll go get it. I mean, what the heck? So, and it turns out,
is it a flat screen or a tube?
it's a flat screen. It's
Okay.
it's a 4-year-old. It's a Samsung. I like
Okay,
Samsung.
well,
It's
yeah,
good TV.
yeah, heck yeah.
Listen, here's the deal. I think it's the exact same TV. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's the exact same TV I have on my back deck, because so we go to get it, and he gets it off his wall, and like, oh yeah, it looks like a TV. You know, he got the remote for it. I said, you know, thanks, dude. We always joke about that, about, you know, swapping out stuff. I got stuff in my garage that they threw out, and vice versa. You know, like we call it big trash day around here. One, that's true. One day a month. It's they call it, well, I guess it's the heavy.
Oh, when they come, yeah.
Everybody, yeah, you empty out your garage. Everybody empties out everything. Well, around here, man, it's an interesting animal. Some of these neighborhoods, people just drive around. You wouldn't believe how many people have furniture in their homes that you'd walk in and say, "Dang, man, that's a nice looking." I got that on the street. It's funny. You got to watch. Like my brother-in-law and sister-in-law live in a neighborhood that they I don't know. They must have more money than they know what to do with, or it's a culture thing. But you wouldn't believe the furniture, and just cool stuff that's like, I threw that out. Like, wow. So I get the TV back here, and he didn't have the stand. Because he says, "I mean, I'm sorry, I threw the stand away a long time ago." I'm like, all right, and I'm putting it in the garage and thinking about it. I was like, wait a minute, I know I don't throw stuff away.
You,
And
the
I
man who keeps old pieces of metal and sticks.
Dude, they'll come in handy. All right, they come in handy. And I'm like, wait a minute. That TV is a Samsung. TV on my wall is a Samsung. I'll bet you I got the stand of that thing somewhere. Well, outside, I got a storage thing underneath the TV where we keep all kinds of stuff in there. I pull that bad boy out. I even had the screws taped onto it for like 4 or 5 years now. I told my wife, I said, there you go.
I could walk downstairs and be back up here in less than a minute with the TV stand that's sitting in my garage with one of the TVs that's on the wall. It's like, I'm not throwing this away. What if I
No, you don't throw that away. That was that's a special, and it's yeah, I'm that way, man. Everybody's got that drawer,
the junk drawer,
random wires. Hey, I was decorating outside today. It's so I'm the outside decorator at our house. Now, granted, that's not as much work. It's a little more dangerous work, but not as much work as, you know, my wife does the inside. She has an eye for it. She does a great job. It's a lot of work. I think she wishes my sons and I would always been more, you know, she wants us to be, hey, let's decorate the house. And, you know, it's like telling me, hey, let's go weed the flower bed. Like, you know, I know we need to do it, but I'm not.
Yeah, those joyful days of everybody gathering around the Christmas tree, hanging ornaments.
I admire what she does. She does a great job, but it's not what but I don't mind the outside. I'll do the outside. I'll put up, you know, wreaths and nativity scenes, and I'll do, you know, and that's always my running joke. Is like, I'm doing the part that everybody sees. Like the neighborhood looking at, you know, the Casa del Martin, they can tell something's going on because of they don't see what's coming on. We're not having these people. We're not having these people in our house, man. I mean, your friends are gonna see. But yeah, there it is. But yeah, no, I was about 15 feet up on a ladder. Probably about an hour.
I did that at the old house where I put it on the, you know, on the overhang on the second floor.
Yeah, I got it. I still got the nail. Never take the nail down. It's on one of the windows above. But here's the deal. When I do that, I have to do it when my wife's not around or busy doing something else. And she doesn't understand this, but
she'll come correct you.
She makes it more dangerous. Cause I mean, look, I pay attention. I don't, you know, like I'm getting common sense now. I don't climb on a ladder to I don't think I do it anymore. I don't, you know, cut tree limbs like I used to standing on a ladder, because a lot of stuff.
OSHA.
Yeah, a lot of stuff goes wrong, can go wrong. But if it's just, you know, and I've got a couple of these big long, I've got a 24-foot extension ladder, and I got that one because last time we had some work done in our house, we had like a remodel done, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 years ago. They just left it in my backyard. I was like, should I call them?
Heck no, your property.
They left me a couple of sawhorses too, nice ones. I'm like, well, I just left it there for a while, saying I'm gonna come back for them. right? You know, they'll come back for them after about like 3 months. I'm like, I didn't mind.
Yeah. Let they paying rental fees.
That's right. So I had an 18-foot extension ladder before that was just not quite tall enough to get the couple things. There you go.
But what'd you do with the 18-foot?
Oh, it's still back there too. I mean, I got.
I was thinking, because I have a 20-foot extension.
Yeah,
I was thinking the other day, I said, man, we're paying for this storage all the time. And then, but then the one thought that popped into my head was, where would I put that ladder if I didn't have a storage unit? Because I don't have space here.
There you go. But I was
getting rid of it.
But I was up on. I was, But I got it. Got it firmly set. Got it set. And because when my wife's around, she insists on holding the ladder. Or the worst part, she doesn't understand that. She thinks when she grabs my leg or holds my leg that helps. It's the exact opposite, because when you're on a ladder balancing, right?
Yeah, that'll throw me off.
Yeah, it's not like she's not like shaking me, but it's just that hand on your leg. You're like, what the hey, I'm good.
Make it jump.
I'm afraid you're gonna fall.
Yeah, well, good. You're inviting me to.
You go, I'm gonna land on you. Then who's gonna drive me to the hospital? Huh? Give me a break.
Yeah, I'm not big. I've done Christmas decorations on the ladder, on that extension ladder, and where it's stringing them along the whole roof. And the hard part of that is because you can only go as wide as that. Then you got to go all the way down the ladder, all the way up. So your natural tendency is, how far over can I lean and reach?
I don't know if I told you this one time, but it's one of the more brilliant things I still remember ever saw. The last time we had our house and everything painted, and I don't think it was the same guys that left me the ladder, but this crew came out there, and it's like you said, right? You have to get up on a ladder to paint certain things. And what they did was they had 2 extension ladders, and they'd have one guy get up there, and he's got his spray gun and everything and whatever, and he'd spray, and then they'd put the next ladder like 3 feet from him.
Oh, so you could just step to it?
And he would just step off that and step onto the next ladder. And then they would move the ladder while he did.
That's gotta save a ton of time.
Dude, I can remember standing there thinking, they should have taught us this crap in college, man. Like, this is genius. This is like, that is more useful.
That's some time management right there.
Man, you'd like, look at that. That's how that works. So when you when you talk about moving furniture and stuff, you see people that know what they're doing.
Yeah, they get all the tools, all the belts, things that make it easy.
And the people that are doing that all the time, they're either
back muscles
fit, they're fit for it.
Old.
They're not like us. Like you got certain muscles that are like, what? You got muscles that haven't had to be strained, and
right. So if I sleep on the wrong side of my left side instead of my right side, I'll get trouble walking the next day.
I almost tore an Achilles tendon yesterday. It felt like chasing a cat, man. You talk about feel stupid after that's all said and done. But we have I don't know if it's new neighbors, but they got a cat in our neighborhood. It's an orange cat. Not that matters, but we just call it as the orange cat. And we have our cat, and she comes in, goes, and the weather's kind of nice now, so I typically leave the back door open a lot of times for her so she can do what she wants.
I got a cat up here now.
Really? All right.
Yeah, my son's in town, and he
brought
his cat.
Well, I don't think my office door is closed, so I don't think mine's in here now. But but apparently this orange cat's just is trouble. Right? It's always trying to get after my cat. My cat apparently is chicken. She's not she'll kill everything in the world, but apparently she just runs. So anyway, so I got a bully cat. It's like it's cat, and my wife gets mad at me. Well, the other day, so the cat runs inside, and the door's open, and that cat stepped foot in my house. Right, this other cat stepped foot in my house. Okay, I'm gonna get a judgment call on you here. All right, court of law here. I think I could kill it. I don't know.
It's invading it.
I'm an animal lover. I don't wish it on anybody. I would not go out of my way.
But you don't know if that thing's got rabies or.
It's got a collar on. So no cat has a collar. That's weird too. You never see a cat with a collar anymore.
Like a flea collar or a tag?
No, collar, man. I think it's got a tag on it, which kind of tells me that these are people that intend on letting their cat loose to do stuff. And then my wife's trying to stop me from, going door to door in the neighborhood to say, hey, you got an orange cat? Hey, how about you?
One?
You got an orange cat? No, I just want to find, I just want to find out who it is to, let them know I got a little bit of an issue. Your cat's always in my house. It's going after my cat. It actually came into my house. So let's just say this is, I don't even want to call it a warning. It's the alert.
Friendly request.
Yeah, because my wife's,
to not make me kill your cat.
I don't want to kill it. I don't think I mean, I wouldn't. I'd feel bad for a little while, but not long. I can justify. My wife gets all mad at me. She's like, you can't shut. I don't even want you to talk like that. Shut up. You're going to kill a cat. I'm like, that cat is coming into my yard and trying to beat up my cat. And I told her, I said, if another woman came in our backyard and tried to beat you up, I'd shoot her too.
That's right.
So come on now.
She was really good looking.
Oh, come on now. Not even.
Nah. See, Elijah has his cat here because he was sick, or he taking antibiotics, so he brought it here while he's home for break. And so, my dad talks about, brought a cat to the vet. Bring it here, I'll fix it.
Oh man, I was going to ask you. Said that when you were growing up, the thought of giving antibiotics.
Oh no.
I guess they existed for pets back then, but man, pets were like, oh man, your dog got hit by a car. I hope it makes it. Give it water and food, and let's see.
I remember my sister had a cat. It was an outside cat, and it was in the little shed one day, and some kind of way or another, it got a fish hook caught like through its arm, I guess under the front paw, like in and out.
Yeah.
And it was like, all right, we'll cut it. Yeah. Cut the hook out and then let it go. I'm not bringing that to the vet. We'll throw a little mercurochrome on there or something.
What you think? That's all the vet's going to do. Man, listen, I don't know. And again, it's one of these stories, and it could have been from 1,000. I don't know if I told this one to you before or not, but I vividly remember this. We had a cat when I was growing up, outside cats. We all had outside cats, and it somehow came back and it got a fish hook, but the fish hook was in the mouth. Okay. It was sort of, and, but in there that, you couldn't quite, so bring it to the vet, and the vet puts it in a bag. And, I don't know what he did, but well, they put it in a bag so it can't scratch and everything.
So it can't scratch him.
And then they, I don't know. It didn't look like a pleasant process to get that hook out. Okay. And whatever they charge back then, I'm sure it's not like today. It's insane what they charge. But so brought the cat to the vet. And I guess that's the first time we brought a cat to the vet. Got home, got that cat. And we probably had that cat for 3 years when this happened. Let it out. That cat ran away. We never saw it again.
Never fish it. Yeah.
Never saw it again. It was like, It's like, I guess the cat figured, it's
dangerous. Right.
The deal changed around here, man. I'm out of here. I just, good grief, man. I got something stuck and they put me in a bag. And
see, I have a bald man version of that where it's like, I cut my hair and then I look to make sure I didn't miss anything. And then I'm driving to work with the sun beaming behind me. And I look in the rear view mirror and there's like a big chunk of hair right there. And it's like, what am I going to do now?
You just keep a razor in you.
Yeah, I've thought of that. But you never think about it until it's too late.
Always have a cap, man. Always bring a cap with you.
I tell you, man, caps don't fit this big head.
I wear a hat so much. It's funny. When I get my hair cut, it's always, I almost feel for the hairstylist because they ask about what do you want. It's just tell them, like, I'm gonna get a haircut when it gets to the point where I'm wearing a cap and I get the wings that are too big. You care a lot about your hair when you're. I just want it to look good in a hat. That's all. Because I've always got a hat. I always got a baseball cap on. I was like, yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, the last time I paid somebody to cut my hair. Once I went in and there was some little cheap salon and I was the last customer of the day and I had a cap on and they said, do you mind paying first so we could just close out the register? I said, oh, no problem at all. So I paid and then I sat down in the chair, took my cap off, and the girl that was that I paid to cut my hair said, I charged you too much. Great. Like I need this grief to have to pay.
Oh man, you should go to these. We got these sports called sports clips.
They have them here.
All right. It's they always trying to upsell you on the massage and I'm always like, man, I don't like what I don't even want you touching me when you're cutting my hair. Nothing against any of these people personally. I'm just not that. We're talking to somebody the other day. We're talking about, getting a massage, and I'm like, man,
never had one, never wanted one.
No, don't rub on. No, I don't. I'm not. That's not me. But and it always seems when you walk into a sports clip, and I go to that one a good bit. No. My wife is, again, it's one of these men women things, right? They get the right stylist, they get this, they get that, they pay big money, right? It's always, and guys, we don't care. Like, you got scissors, do something here, man. I mean, just
a piece that's sticking out, just cut it
off. Just cut that off. But it's when you get in there and it's you can see on the board, you're waiting how long it's going to be. And I always want to just ask these guys that are just like, oh, wait, you going for the Supreme today? You're going for the, you got the towel, you got the, I just want to just walk up to some of them and say, dude, get a date. I mean, seriously. I mean, how neglected do you feel, bro? That you're paying the extra $5 or $6, and I don't care about that, but that you're taking an extra 20 minutes
right
while we're waiting.
And you're thinking she's into you.
I don't even think they're doing that, man. I mean, not like that guy with the ankle bracelet that time.
For $3 extra to get a massage, I'd say, how about if I give you $5 extra and you're not?
So you can tell by the way we're dressed. It's hard winter around here. You got short sleeves. I didn't even see it.
It's cold here though, man.
You see,
I was putting up a Christmas tree before this, so I was, breaking a sweat for a minute.
Yeah, I mean, we're in the 40s tonight, so that's hard winter for us. You can tell this thing I got on. I just grabbed it in the closet. I think you can see. My wife won't see this because she never watches the video, but I think I got a little bump. Little bump back here from
shoulder
the hanger.
Or a hanger.
It's been on the hanger so long, right? I mean, it's probably been on a hanger since last year. If I
do you do the thing where it's like, okay, if I pull it down, does it bounce back up, or am I good?
There's a scene in broadcast news where he shows them how to do that. You sit on your jacket, apparently, is how you're supposed to do it. But so yeah, because a few days ago in this little store right off my neighborhood, I actually like. It's called Food Town. I love Food Town, and partly because when they first opened it up, I was just like, oh man, the neighborhood must be going down. That we had some kind of, I forget what it was before. It was some name that everybody knew, and it was like a little, well, I won't say it was a high-end little grocery store, but it was, any store that that talks about their wine selection, it's and then Food Town came and I was like, oh geez, but I love me some Food Town. They run that place great. It's clean, it's awesome. If you ever want they got like a good part of an aisle if you want a religious candle. They know their clientele, man. Name the saint, bro. There is.
Can I help you? Yeah. I got a sore throat and I need a candle. Who should I get a candle for that?
The people that are buying these things don't have the question. They know who it is. They'll walk in saying, and it won't be in your language. It'll be somewhere. It'll be in another one. But I love the place. But we get some interesting things in there sometimes. And I'm in line I forget what day it was, and I'm behind this guy, and he's kind of a big guy, kind of tall, and it was a chilly day because I was it was one of our first cold days, and standing behind this guy, and I just he's got jeans on, and I don't know why I'm just waiting in line. I got my head down, whatever, and I noticed he's head long. And that's some people, I can't see people that wear jeans where you kind of walk on them. I just keep thinking that's, then I realized, you're walking on them because you're barefoot. So I'm standing behind this guy, and he's got his jeans, he's barefoot. It's cold, barefoot. He's got a case of Bush Light or something, and I forget what else in his hand.
High-end young fella.
Well, yeah, man, look. But it's one of those things. It's like, man, you got to back up and give respect, right? It's like, look, man, I ain't judging, and I definitely ain't commenting, because anybody standing here barefoot with a case of beer in his hand on a cold, you do you, bro. Yeah. And he starts talking to this guy. The guy in the next lane had a University of Florida hat on, So he starts, hey, Gator. And they start like, apparently, I'm thinking that's typical. That's a Florida man right there. That's a guy from Florida, man. They do whatever. It takes a little longer getting the next line because the other line cleared out. Let me jump into this one. I turn around, I see this guy, and he's telling the cashier, oh, he puts his stuff to the side. Forgot my wallet at the house.
It was in my shoe.
And part of me is just like, what did I just watch here? It's like, I'm just like, man, when do you forget? Like, how do you not? Like, how do you? And he drove. Here's the thing. So forget licenses, forget whatever. He drove from wherever in his car to come here and, got his beer and whatever, and forgot his wallet. Part of me was wanting to say like, hey, I got it.
Yeah, I got you, man.
I got you for the entertainment value.
Yeah, grab a pair of socks. Yeah, I'll cover you on that too.
This is Food Town. They probably got some religious socks in the back. Get yourself a candle. Get a candle while you're back there.
Warm those feet up. That is weird. I used to go I can remember that, man. I would go to Burger King, like in Thibodeau, barefoot and not even think about it.
Did you?
Yeah. And then you go home and it's like, man, your feet are so gross.
How old were you?
I was a man. I was in college.
All right. That's about the time of the week we say, let's see.
All we can do.
You give, and then you say, yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
I'm
all I got.
Spent.
That's it. It's for you, for the people. Okay. We pushed the button. Hopefully it recorded, because if it didn't, we ain't going back this time.
That's right. Yeah, I smell gumbo downstairs. So.
Well, there you go. There you go. So yeah. So hey, if you want to reach us, and a lot of folks always gets kind of funny. A lot of personal text, and we never put our phone numbers, but I get texts from people all the time that are like asking me things and commenting on stuff we've done before. But if you want to reach us and then not be on social media either, it's Dave and Juan at protonmail.com. And there are all kinds of ways to find us.
Dude,
it's out there. Come get you some.
Yeah. Who doesn't want some of this?
Hey, look. Now, my wife doesn't want to look at it.
Well, can you blame her?
At this point, no.
Yeah. We are all over the interwebs. Social media, obviously our Facebook page, the YouTube channel, where if you're looking at us, that's where you are. Please subscribe and share, get that little alert every time we post a new podcast. And if you just want, like Dave's wife, just to hear us, everywhere and anywhere that you listen to podcasts.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, which Dave pointed out graphically that I said twice last time.
It's a go with. It's so good. iHeart is so great. Do it twice. I try to listen. I try to listen every now and then when I'm on stuff at various. Let me see if I can find myself. I got to be honest. I'm having trouble finding us on Podbay. I know we're supposed to be on there.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have Podbay.
All right. There's a lot of Dave and stuff on Podbay, but yeah, we'll relook at it. Okay.
In addition to iHeartMedia or iHeartRadio, we're on Google Podcasts, Amazon Music. So you could say, "Hey Alexa, play Dave and Juan." My earphone just fell out. On Amazon Music.
There you go.
The aforementioned Podbay, Listen Notes, Pandora, a few others out there. If they've got a medium that supports podcast, we're there.
Bruh, come and get you some.
Here it is. Look at this. Short sleeves.
Juan bringing the gun show.
Yeah, I'm more of a small gun.
Yeah, I'm more like Mr. Rogers.
That's right, with your hanger marks.
That's right. Man, look at that. I can lean into that. Yeah, I got to be careful. One of my sons will take this. And you're like, oh, I like the blue. There you go. Once I wash it again, thing will be gone. So hey, y'all, it's always good. It's fun doing this. It's more fun when you're here. We thank you for being here. Think we're probably gonna do it again next week, Mr. Semino. What time should they come looking for us next week?
Monday at 7.
So we'll be here on the Monday. Until then, everybody, hey, have as fantastic a week as you are possibly able to have.
The
and
bestest ever.
be- make it special. Make it special.
Merry Christmas.
It's coming up. Christmas season. In the Christmas season. All right, everybody, have a good one. Love you, man. Bye.
Back at ya.
You know,
Dude, I hate to wear shoes. I can go anywhere barefoot. But I just have sensibility now. So